I think the flow reached. So, good morning, everyone. See, so, with respect to one second. So, good evening, everyone. So, I'm Mahesh. I'm a volunteer for Wikimedia Commons. So, I do contribute to images to Commons from regions of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. So, me along with Mahesh Kashyap from Untitled Stories has an idea to start to do an outreach program for photographers in Hyderabad and related regions. So Diego Delso is with us. He has been a very good photographer and has been with Wikimedia for so many years. And during the previous workshops on Wikimedia also, we have discussed about these quality pictures and featured content on Wikimedia. So Diego will be helping us in the guidelines and what are the technical requirements of the quality images and featured pictures. So over to you, Diego.
Okay, so hello everybody. Indeed, my name is Diego Delso. You may have seen me around Commons with my username is called Poco a Poco. It means something like step by step or little by little. So I have prepared some slides. I will share them now with you. I hope you can see them. Let me know if it works. Okay, should be there. You see something?
Yeah, it's loading. Yeah, it's here.
Okay. Okay. So go back. Wait. So you can see my slide, right? Looks fine.
Yeah, it's looking great, Diego.
Okay. So let's begin. So I have to say I have been to India before, but I don't know Adilabad or the state of Telangana. So it's kind of my first experience in this area of India. I have prepared the little agenda. I would just like to know, maybe, Mahesh, you can maybe summarize who is attending here. I'm not 100% sure about the public, what are they most interested in. So it would be helpful for me to know what kind of topics I may talk more about, or maybe what other topics are not so interesting for the people here. And then I will show you what is a quality image and what is not a quality image. We have for this kind of images, for quality images, along with featured pictures, there is a process how to nominate, how to vote, and how to assess them on Commons. I will show you this. I will also share with you my experience as Wikimedia Commons as a learning platform. So I have been attending some photography courses some years ago, and I can tell you that nothing has helped me more than Wikimedia Commons to improve my photographic skills. And then it will be more practice. So I will show you some concrete examples of pictures of mine. I have also very old pictures which are not so good. So and then I will show you, let's say, a not so good example, something which is not a quality image, and then an example of a quality image without the problems of the non-quality image. And then I suggest that we go into Commons and have a look into the current proposed images for quality, and we have together look there and assess together whether we believe that they are quality images or not. And I will explain you. I will share with you my thoughts about it and why I think it is or it is not a quality image. I have to say I focus more on quality image than on a featured picture, because quality image is the basic for a featured picture. A featured picture is the same like a quality image plus a wow effect. So if you have learned about how to manage a quality image, and then you have captured a very nice moment, I mean, with a nice composition, with a nice light, all these things, and you think, wow, this is a great picture, then if it's a QI, then it's likely that it's also a feature picture. But I will tell you more about this later. So well, maybe before we start with this, Majes, can you tell me a little bit about the attendees today? I mean, is it mostly photographers, or I mean, are there any professional photographers, or are most of them amateur photographers, or maybe they haven't uploaded any pictures to Commons yet? What kind of people are?
So Diego, we do have a mix of them. Some of them has uploaded to Commons, like a few of them already got a QS also. And at the same time, we have professional photographers around Hyderabad. And at the same time, we do have amateur photographers from colleges also. Like there's a mix of everyone in this meeting.
Okay, and how confident are you? Is everybody with Commons? I mean, uploading pictures to Commons. Everybody knows about it, or?
Yeah, we do have a few workshops in Hyderabad. Like at least half of them has attended the workshops, and there are established Wikimedians in this meeting also, like who have been contributing to Commons from few years. So we can go ahead with like a little bit advanced knowledge.
Okay, advanced knowledge. Okay, sounds good. Thank you. So maybe if we begin with empowering data. So well, let's go to the next one. And empowering data. Sorry, no, it's coming later. Okay, I will also like to introduce myself. I am now participating from Munich in Germany. I am an engineer, but I have photography is a very strong hobby. I have been doing it for say 25 years, and I would say in the last 15 years with a lot of passion and a lot of dedication. I look for kind of perfection. I look to improve myself day by day, and I have been in this process for 15 years already. You can also see what I have been doing in the Wikimedia movement. So as a reader until 2000, from 2006, I started editing Wikipedia in Spanish. I come from Spain. I started, so therefore, in the Spanish Wikipedia end of 2007. And it didn't take me long to start doing some maintenance there, even if I was not so experienced. And I uploaded my first picture in 2008 to Commons. I became a bureaucrat and administrator on Wikipedia in Spanish in 2009. I also wrote, but that time I also wrote a lot of articles. In that time, in 2010, reaching 1,000 articles. Now I have about 1,700. So it happened more in that years than since then until today. I also edited a lot of other pages. But now what is important, so in 2011, I managed to get my first image as a quality image. And a few months later, I managed, and it was this picture from the Taj Mahal that you see here in the middle. I managed to get my first featured picture on Commons. So it has been a while. November 2012, I already managed to reach 1,000 quality images on Commons, and it goes on. So I uploaded 10,000 images to Commons. Right now it's about, or it's over 20,000 images. I have now over 1,000 featured pictures and over 20,000 quality images. So, but I mean, the numbers just add up. So I have been active most of the time, so it's getting more and more. Yeah, of course, I will share the slides. I will put them on Commons. And I will give Mahesh the link so that he can distribute it to everybody. Of course, actually, these slides they are based on slides of a similar course. It was on site in Tunisia some years ago. So I just I didn't have to create everything from scratch. So that was good to have those slides, and I adapted them for today. So this is briefly about me and my, let's say, numbers on Wikimedia Commons and Wikipedia. As said, I have been doing a bit some presentations in the movement beginning 2030. I 3 years in a row I had some presentations on Wikimania. It was in London, in Mexico, and in Italy about photography and how Wikimedia Commons helped me to improve my photographic skills. As said, I was in Tunisia doing a quality images workshop, and by that time, I mean 2016, I created these slides. They are here available, and I will upload the image, this presentation, and also the link here. So so what I hope you take home with you, that you know a little bit more about Commons, that you know about the quality images process, and I will also show you a bit about featured pictures. What are the criteria to say this is a quality image? We will go through some examples so that you can better understand it. Learn out of others' failures. I mean, nobody is perfect. Actually, even today, some of my pictures don't become quality image because there are some problems with them, and I accept that. I mean, I'm not a machine, and it shows also. Okay, you have problems. So can you see the slides? Nobody can see the slides. I have to share again, or?
Hi, Diego. It's been on the first slide only. I think the slideshow is not being shown. Only the presentation is being shown.
Okay, what I can do, I can stop sharing and sharing again. At the moment, maybe it helps.
Yes, yes.
Okay, and now again. I hope this helps. So I was telling you that I hope that you learn also some. I mean, if you see a problem or an error, then it's better to understand it and maybe not do it. I mean, not repeat it, not to repeat it. So, and I also hope that we have a good time and that you have joy here with this session. Okay, so next slide is about numbers. It's about Wikimedia Commons. We have over 100 million files now. And as you can see, about 89% of them are images. So we have some documents. It's about 5%, 3% of audio files, which is also a lot. And we have a few videos, 330,000. So that's Commons. I have also put here a link where you can look it up in real time. I also look up how many featured, quality, valued images we have. So we have right now 18,741 featured pictures. That's 1 out of 5,200 pictures on the project. And we have many more quality images. And later on, I will tell you why. I mean, the process of selecting and proposing or nominating quality images is straightforward, and you can propose many more quality images than you can propose featured pictures. So you get many more quality images through the process than you do it with featured pictures. And valued images, that's something I will not talk about today. That's a different concept. It's not about quality. It's not about wow. It's about having choosing the best picture inside in a scope. So let's say, I don't know, for example, in a species of an animal, we look for the first the best picture that is showing it. It doesn't have to be a quality image. Maybe there are only 5 pictures of that species on commons, and you take the best of them, which does not have to be a quality image. So it's a bit of different scope, and it's more focused on the needs of the Wikipedia. Let's say of the encyclopedic value is the main, let's say, criteria to choose those images. So, by the way, anytime if you have questions, please stop me, and I will try to give you an answer. So, little bit about Commons. So, before Commons, I mean, September 2004. So before Commons started in 2004, but before the project started, there were already some Wikipedias. I mean, English, German, and Chinese, where there was already a process in place for highlighting featured pictures. So this has been there before the Commons itself. So Commons went live 2004, and then it took only 2 months to set up a process for featured pictures, and then it took about 1 year and a half to get the quality image process started. It took some time, I guess, because this process is quite automated. And I think a lot of code was needed for it. And you can see here the first featured picture. It's the head of a turkey, I mean a peacock. The first quality image, it's a landscape in Turkey, and the first valued image is the Manhattan Bridge. So valued images came also 2 years after quality images. So these are the 3. It's a featured pictures, quality images, valued images are the 3, let's say, categories to that an image could get a stamp from. So in theory, all images could get any or all of these categories or awards, so to say. Okay, so we move now to the quality images origins. So three things came together to start with this award and with this process. So there was need for, as you can imagine, there was a time where, now we have over 100 million of files, but there was a time where there were already a bunch of them, and it was hard for some people to look for the best images. So they wanted to have some high quality images for I think it was for a calendar, and then they just look for, they look for 12 images of different topics, and it was a lot of work to dig into all these images and look for those which are of more quality. And then so a user from Australia realized that we needed to, he was involved in the good article process in the English Wikipedia, and let's say he carried over this idea to Wikimedia Commons. And then there was a third user from Germany who put a bot in place to make all this process as automated as possible. And right now, I have to say it's very easy and it's very efficient to nominate quality images, and you don't have to spend much time with the process itself. So this process is still working, and I think it's very efficient. So we proceed now with okay. Well, this is what I talked to this guy, and he told me that the idea was to identify own work in commons that could be considered of high quality on commons. So these featured pictures, they can be from everywhere. We have a lot of featured pictures from the NASA, for example. But in terms of quality, we wanted to, let's say, promote the quality content coming from people here in the project. So that's why it's a prerequisite that the photographer is a communist. So it's somebody who is active in the project. And we cannot accept, we don't accept pictures from outside as a quality image. Yeah, we had the featured picture with this wow effect, but there was still need for high quality content. So that was a bit his statement. And this is the way we still live this process today. So, and then what I mentioned at the very beginning is, I mean, could Wikimedia Commons be considered a learning platform? And to me, there is no doubt about it. As I told you, I visited some photography courses, but I never learned as much as I did here. And I think I know why. So my first experience was painful. I proposed some images to quality images because they were nice pictures from nice landscapes, especially the time when I was living in the United States. I had some nice landscapes from Arizona, from Utah, and I thought that they were good for quality image, but they were not. When I proposed them, some people told me, no, this is not a quality image because of this or this and this. And actually, I couldn't even see, or I couldn't understand what they were telling me. I mean, they said, no, this is not a quality image because there is chromatic aberration, for example. And I didn't know what it was, and I couldn't see it. So, and the next step was, okay, maybe there was a time where I could see the problem, but I didn't know how to fix it. And then, well, I had to get some software to fix it, and then to learn to use the software to fix those problems. So this is a learning process, but it didn't take me so long to let's say, understand what the problems were in my pictures, improve them, and then improve my own assessment of what was a quality image and what wasn't. So what I then learned is that before I take a picture, I know I'm thinking about the process later on to improve this picture, and then I maybe, for example, if it's an item, if it's a building, I know that I will have to correct some perspective. Then I leave some space around the building so that I have no problems with the crop later on. So I mean, I would say that 90% of the images, they have 4 or 5 typical problems. And then if you know these problems, then you will find the problems in the picture, or let's say the reasons why a picture could not be a quality image, you will find them very quickly. Okay, then you have to know how to fix those problems. And what I did, I mean, after a while, I pointed out, okay, those are the problems, and if I see, I mean, the photographer does not know how to fix it, I mean, I can fix it for them so that at least they see how the result should be. And of course, I can give them some hints how I do it. The big thing here is you get very quick feedback, you get direct feedback on commons about your pictures. There are people who have a lot of experience about photography and about quality images. And so I would say your learning curve is very, very steep at the beginning because, I mean, I said, you learn what kind of problems could be in a picture, you see them, you learn how to fix them. and you get a lot of feedback from many people. It's very, very important that you don't get it personal. So if you nominate a picture as a featured picture, as a quality image, as a featured picture or whatever, then you are asking for feedback, and it could be that this feedback is not what you expect. So it's very important to come along with it. Yeah. So that's why sometimes I realize that some good, skilled photographers, they start on commons. They bring some good material. They propose it for quality image or featured picture. They get bad feedback because others don't believe that that's a quality or a featured picture, and they get disappointed. They get angry and they give up, and that's a pity because should be not. I mean, this kind of feedback, I mean, you learn from errors, you learn from this feedback. So should be something that boosts your motivation to get better. So that's important. As said, I mean, I have been visiting some photography courses, and I had the impression that the course leader, I mean, the one holding that course they are always respectful. They will tell you, I mean, you show them all kinds of pictures and they will always tell you, oh, it's a nice picture. Oh, I like this and that. But at the end of the day, maybe, I mean, they are not so honest. I mean, they don't want to hurt your feelings and they will tell you that whatever you do is good. And that's a problem because there are things which are better than others. And here on Commons, you get this hard and prompt feedback. Yeah, this is good or this is not good. And you have to assume that those giving you that feedback, they are good, they are experienced. So I haven't seen any users that, let's say, from the very beginning, kind of make stress to newcomers, and they tell them, okay, this is a bad, although that's good. So, and actually there are processes. I mean, I will tell you about the process, but there are tools so that if somebody believes that something is not good, or the other way around, somebody believes something is a quality image, it can be compensated with the feedback from other users. So at the end of the day, the process, most of the cases, make sure that good material is being promoted as quality image, and bad material is not. I also believe that the process is very clear and the rules are clear. And that's also important so that you don't get lost in the rules. So we have an online platform, so it means we have people participating here from all over the world, and the bot which is running is keeping everything up to date, is cleaning up the older nominations, is informing in this top page of each user about the results or the images which have become quality image. So it's really working. I wanted also to mention that there are other initiatives. I mean, this is a very, I mean, I can recommend it to you as a platform to become better as a photographer. But of course, there are other initiatives, especially in the Wikimedia chapters, that help too. Like, for example, I mean, I know, for example, in Spain, I know that my colleagues there, they do organize a lot of wiki takes, a place, I don't know, a castle, a province, I mean, an area. And so, I don't know, 10, 20 people come together and take a lot of pictures of a certain area or subject. And there are also some other chapters. They, for example, they they can lend you equipment, or you can visit, I don't know, a Photoshop course to improve your process skills, these kind of things. So let's say the Wikimedia Commons quality images is, let's say, is a pillar, and there are, in some cases, there are others. I'm not sure about the possibilities you have in India, but some of these things are not rare in some many chapters of Wikimedia. Okay, so we start now with a bit of, I mean, we're getting a bit closer to quality images. Let me show you the page so that you get an impression how it looks. This is quality images. So you have the link. I mean, how to come here? I mean, if you go to the main page, you will see that. Oh, wait, I
think it's showing the PPT instead of the website.
Wait. Okay, it's funny. One moment. I thought I was sharing my screen. Whatever I put there, it's not okay. Let's see. Now I have it. Okay, so it should work now. So do you see now Wikimedia Commons main page? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's here.
Okay, so there we are. Okay, put it back. So here, from here, you see where are we? We have here highlights. I mean, okay, right now, so you have the picture of the day. You have here some ongoing contests, like, for example, picture of the year, which is running. I can recommend you also to take part here. And then on the highlights, you see the featured pictures, quality images, valued images. So let's go to quality images. And here you will see, I mean, this page is good because here you have first some categories, and you see some examples of pictures that have become quality images in the last days, weeks. And here you have the link to the quality images candidates, and that's what I was showing before. So here in this page, you see the different, I mean, let's explain how the process works, what are the guidelines, and at the bottom, you see the current pictures that are nominated as quality images. So I don't know this user, but there is a user called Indra Yitas. He's proposing these pictures as quality images. And you can, well, you are asked here to give an assessment. So you could here and say, yeah, I believe that's a quality image, or no, it's not, I decline. Discuss is rather something that you do when somebody believes it is a quality image and you don't think so, then you can go for a discussion, or the other way around. If you if you believe the image is a quality image and somebody else has declined it, you can also ask for a discussion. And if you ask for discussion, then the picture goes here to the bottom. Oh, wait, sorry. Here. So here we have the consensual review section, and here are the images where one person at least said it's a quality image, another one said it's not, and then more people can participate, and we have a kind of voting here. So okay, so that's it. So you will see these pictures in green. They have been, I mean, for now, somebody believes they are quality images. Those in blue, they are not yet assessed. And I hope we can see something. So I have here some pictures too. I mean, I am very, I'm very active here. So you will always find a lot of pictures from me here, like this one. I'm looking for something red. Now, like here. So this user believes that the image is unsharp, so there is not detail there, and it has been declined. And I don't know if we have something yellow. It would be a set if somebody believes it's QI or not. I mean, somebody else believes it's not, then the picture stays yellow for 1 day, and then the bot will move it to the consensual review section. Okay, we have no yellows. It's not happening so often. This is, by the way, picture of mine. Let me check something. I thought I had uploaded. Oh yeah, I did an improvement. So I will let this guy know that There is a new version of it. So I can, if you upload, I mean, if somebody complains, oh, it's, oh, wait, oh, shit, no, this is not what I wanted to, okay, I will take care of this later. Okay, but this is the rules. I mean, you see, green is promoted, at least for now, red is declined, and blue is still to be decided. And yellow is when there are some contradictional votes, then it will become yellow, and then there is a section here at the bottom where more people is being asked to cast a vote. So I go back to the slides. So I think I explained mostly everything. If an image is blue and nobody is assessing it, I mean, after 8 days it will vanish. So we don't keep the images forever. Sometimes there is a lot of workload and there are more images than reviewers, and that's of course a problem because it means the process is overloaded, and then some images don't get assessed, and then yeah, they could be renominated again. Right now there is a limitation of 5 nominations per day, so you have also to think about it. And as said, consensual review is something in yellow where there is a contradiction between the reviewers. So then what I would like to show you the tools I use for nominating and for assessing pictures. I do this also here live. I got to, of course, you have to have an account on Wikimedia Commons. Then you have preferences here, and there are gadgets, and here you can see. Looking for it. Yeah, tools for sub-projects. So we have a QI nominator, which is really good. I will show you now how it works. QIC vote. I mean, these are the two main tools. And I will nominate with you some pictures now for quality images using these two tools. So what I do is look, this image is mine, and when I upload images, I put the category there by default. It's called quality images QI candidates. So then what I do is I look for those, so which I know, okay, they still have to be, or I can nominate them for quality images. So QI candidates, Poco is part of my username, and then let's say I go for one country, Oman, and then I see the pictures which are still candidates or I could nominate. So I would say I take a few of them, and so I always check whether that this image is not yet proposed to quality image. Sometimes there are other users that could nominate your pictures too as a quality image. So so this is not the case here. And then when I use this QIC nominator tool, I have this link here, and I can just click on it, and I say okay, and it's already nominated. I mean, it's already saved, so to say, in my purchase cart. So I will show you how it works. So one, I go for the second one, same thing. Third one, same. And the last one, yeah. So I have 5, and that's the maximum. So I cannot nominate more than 5. So now I go back to quality images, and today, October 20th, I go to edit, and there is this second tool no, sorry, no, I'm still using the first tool. This tool will give me this green banner here. When I click on it, my 5 candidates show up here, and I only have to save. And the changes are published. So now there are 5 more candidates here on quality images. So yeah, so yes. I don't hear you. No, I don't know if it's my problem. It's a problem here. Your audio is not good. I hear noise.
Is it fine now?
Now it's fine. Yeah, I hear you. Hi.
So, hi, and thank you for sharing this, especially this QI nominator, because when I just learned about this, that this is the only tool which I know to nominate the quality images. But the issue, what I see that whenever I just select and upload, like update or for the nomination, it also carry the long text about something like that. The copyright holder of blah 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 is that. It make unnecessary long text of nomination. So, is there any way, or who is maintaining this particular tool so that we can cut short, like declaration of
Yeah,
copyright?
I know what you say. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know the problem. Yeah, especially if the image is, for example, I can show you an example. I show everybody else who don't know about this. So QI candidates, Wiki Labs, and for example, if there is a Wiki Labs something banner like this one, then I have a banner here. This image uploaded for Wikilabs Earth 2024. This is it's funny because this is a quality image, and it's even it's also put for picture of the day, but it's not it's a featured picture, but not a quality image. If I click on it, then yeah, a lot of information here is. This image was uploaded as part of. Yeah, I know the problem. You're right. I don't know. It has to be. It could be fixed in the tool. The person who is behind it, if I can show you, I go back to preferences, gadgets. I'm there, and then we have nominator documentation. So here it's documented, and then you can. Well, seems complicated. You can leave a comment here. So and who is the let's say the owner, or who's the person behind it? Oh, okay. It's it's the same like the one who did the vote, but unfortunately he's not so active. I don't know whether you will get quick feedback about this problem. I would suggest to leave a note in the quality image candidates talk page, because there are other people who have been working on code or improving other tools. Probably there is more success rate to get a fix. Okay, so where was I? I put those 5 pictures. Let me go to the presentation. I think I should QI nominator. Okay, I think we did everything, and that's it. So what I will show you, the other tool that I use is QIC voting. Same thing, preferences on gadgets. You will find this link, QIC vote, and here the advantage is you don't have to. In the past, we had. Okay, let's go back. Okay, in the past we had to go to a section like here and edit it, And you can still do it. I mean, this you have the possibility here to, I mean, if you click here to activate QIC voter, and this is also part of the nominator. And then you can say, okay, I promote, decline, so and the code here will be changed. And like let's say I promote it. There's a good quality. Then you see that the code, I mean, it just jumps to the end of the page, which is not so good. But you see, this is my assessment, and it's promoted. So if I save the section now, it would be green. I will not do it because I didn't actually review this image. But I prefer this other tool because I don't even have to go and edit the section. I can go ahead and edit here, assess directly here. So what I would do is I would open the image, I look into it, always in full resolution. I mean, there is some pictures, they look good in as a thumbnail, but when you open them at full size, they are not so good. You see some problems there. So this image is borderline for me because the I don't know if you can appreciate, the detail is not so good. So let's go for another example. Maybe this one. What I also look at is the Astoria Hotel Saratov. Okay, I like, I mean, there should be a good description. It should be also in English. Would be better, but at least with the category we can find it. Let's have a look how it looks. Well, looks good to me. I don't see any noise in darker areas. I don't see any chromatic aberration. It looks straight. The crop is fine. It could be better if I don't get rid of this corner here, but overall, I would say it's fine. I would promote it. So I click on promotion and I confirm. So, and it's already, I mean, if I refresh the page, you will see it's green. And the idea is, and it's of course good to assess at least as many pictures as you nominate. Otherwise, if everybody nominates pictures but nobody's assessing them, then the process will not work. So, and I see there are not so many assessed pictures yet. So I nominated 5 today, so I will probably assess, I don't know, 10 or 15. I do it later, or we do it later together. So I go back to the slides. So this is what we just did. I mean, you don't have to save every time you make an assessment. You can make 10 assessments and review and confirm. So this is important. So what is a quality image? So description should be okay. I mean, a good description, there should be specific categories. So if you have I don't know, a picture of a window of a church or of a mosque or of a temple, then writing the name of the city is not specific enough. So it would be good to have the name of the temple and having the name on a category, something like, I don't know, temple windows in Delhi, or I mean, wherever it is. So a location and the subject. As said before, the author has to be a Wikimedia user, so it cannot be taken from outside. Or, I mean, pictures with a free license are welcome in the project, but they cannot become QI, a quality image. So, and there are also some technical requirements. The resolution has to be at least 2 megapixels, which is not so much. It's not about the megabytes, it's not about the size, it's about the amount of pixels. And there has been again and again discussion about this. This requirement is quite old. So people are saying, we have, I mean, cameras can today have a possibility to generate 50 megapixel. Why do we stick to the 2 megapixel? I would increase this limit to, I don't know, let's say 5, something like that. But there's there seems to be no consensus in the project. So we are still talking about 2 megapixel. The level of noise should be low and no JPEG artifacts. I mean, like pixelation. The exposition is important. I mean, you see here, it's too dark. I mean, of course. I mean, this is a very tricky shot because it's against the light. So if you get this good exposed, and the sky will be overexposed, and this is even more tricky. I mean, this is almost impossible to get a nice picture in this case because you have such a strong shadow. Either you get this underexposed or you get this overexposed. I mean, here you have to use an HDR, high dynamic range picture. I mean, it takes different frames and put them together, but still you will still see this this borderline here. Important, especially when you have a lot of sky, that there are no dust spots. I mean, that's something which happens. I mean, at the end of the day, after a while, there will be some dust on your lens, and if it's a clear, if it's a bright background like a sky, then you will easily see them. So you have to remove them. The composition is important. It's important that you have, I mean, if you take a picture of a building, it would be good that the building is not behind a tree, or that there are not too many people or too many cars or whatever. So that, I mean, sometimes you cannot avoid it, but then there are sometimes better possibilities to move around and choose a different angle, and then you can get a better image. Color problems, yeah, like the white balance is sometimes a topic, especially if you are inside a room with artificial light. Or I take a lot of pictures underwater. Underwater, it's also very tricky to get a proper white balance. So that's always an issue. The focus is important. I mean, only if you get a good focus, you get sharpness and you get detail. So sometimes you have to think where it's the best spot to put the focus. If you are taking a picture of something, let's say plain in front of you, is easy. But if the object is going backwards, then it's better to choose something like 1/3 of the object, so that you have more deep depth of field behind it than you have in front of it. On commons, you will have you will see a lot of discussions about perspective or distortions. I mean, like here, you see these beds, they are not straight. And same with the building here. I mean, it's a bit small, but the verticals are not vertical. So we expect in cases like this, I mean, the picture I showed you before, that the one I assessed before, it was taken from below. I don't expect to be straight. But in cases like this, where a slight correction would be required, then it should be done. So then, yeah, Suyash.
Yeah, actually, this particular perspective thing is really very challenging, because I've seen like many times, especially in the India, like where you cannot stand for a distance. You cannot take the pictures from for a distance, especially for the bigger monuments. It always comes with some disturbed perspective. So this is sometimes really very challenging how to tackle this, because maybe the other the assessor of QI images, they don't understand what are the exact like on the spot position was. Sometimes it is really very challenging how to take the photographs in correct perspective. That is one. And second thing, like especially in India, if you take any pictures of idols, maybe if you are covering some festival seasons. There are lots of artificial lights, like maybe some yellow light is falling on the subject. So it also disturb this white balance thing. So how to address these two issues? Thank you.
Okay, the first issue. I mean, I think I have some examples. Let me check what I find them. I mean, like here in this case. Okay, in this case, it should be fixable. I mean, you can fix this small. I mean, this should be straight. I mean, probably this picture is not even straight, so it needs a rotation in the counterclockwise direction, and this should get straight. And this is possible. I mean, this shot is not good anyhow because I was too close. If I rotate it and apply a perspective rotation, a perspective correction, then I will probably lose more of it. So, but in cases like this, it should be done. If you are very close to the building, and for example, you take the picture from the bottom and looking up, nobody will expect from you to make a perspective correction. But yeah, as you say, there is a gray zone in between, and the problem is there is no clear rule about this. Some people, let's say, expect a correction in more cases than other people do. So there are people who expect this kind of correction almost everywhere, even if the result looks very distorted. And there are others who say, okay, no, okay, this looks too distorted. This is not a quality image. So please go back and don't apply any perspective correction. So I cannot give you an oral statement what is good or I mean how to fix this, because it's up to the reviewer. And I think that most of the discussions we have in the consensual review section at the bottom of the quality images page is due to this topic. I mean, the crop, sometimes the crop is too tight. Some people believe that it's too tight. Other people believe like, it's okay. I don't have a problem with this. Like, for example, here, I mean, it's tight, yeah. Some people would say it's too tight, so it's not a quality image. Other people would say it's still okay. Sometimes there is some personal perception. I mean, it's subjective. I cannot give you a clear rule about it. What I do sometimes is, okay, if I believe that okay should be corrected, I correct the perspective, and if it looks too distorted, what I do is I go to Photoshop and I apply some fixes with the ROP tool. I mean, I could do it. I can show you an example later on how I do it. So that especially when it's like a bell tower or something like this, or a big tower, I fix only a portion of the image so that this area does. I mean, when you fix the perspective, then some areas will get too big. I mean, they are oversized. I mean, they don't look natural anymore. And in those cases, you can go with an edit tool like Photoshop and correct this a bit without changing the perspective overall. That's what I do. The other topic was, what was the question? The second one.
If you use a filter, say in Photoshop.
White balance. Yeah. Oh, okay. I mean, if there, I mean, if you want, I can show you. I go to Lightroom. I can show you how I do it. But I mean, I think you know how to. I mean, the problem is if you have different sources with different lights. I mean, if you have I don't know, a very white light source and a yellow light source, and they let's say illuminate your subject, then you have to look for something in between probably. What I do is, if there is only one source, then it's easier. I look for something that it's definitely white, and in Lightroom, that's the tool I use, you can just say, okay, this is white, and then it will automatically adjust the white balance to the whole picture, so that area is white. And underwater is even more tricky, because it's not only like, oh, this is white. The problem underwater is you have, the deeper you go, I mean, it's not that the white balance is changed in a way that you can easily fix it. If you go deep, then first the red colors will get loose, then the orange, yellow, green, and at the end the blues. No, sorry, at the end the greens. So there I need to apply different color fixes for different depths in the water. So this gets even more tricky. If you want, we can do it together with. I can show you some examples later on with the white balance, how I do it. This is a bit hard to explain. Okay, so I go back. I don't know where I was. I'm wanted to show you some examples here. So I think I was here. Okay, these are the most frequent problems you find on QI candidates. The category or the description is not sufficient. Touch spots, noise, chroma noise, I mean, especially in darker areas, chromatic aberrations, those kind of issues are very easy to fix. Most of the case, you can maybe even fix them automatically if you configure Lightroom or the tool you use with your lens. The tool knows that this lens causes some chromatic aberration, some vignetting, and so on, and fix this automatically. But sometimes you have to work it a bit more. I mean, sometimes it's not working automatically, so you have to help. But that's usually easy to fix. Then there are other topics like distortions, the perspective correction, or areas that are overexposed. This you can fix very often, not always, very often, but especially if you have the raw file. So if you shoot JPEG, then you are giving the camera the power. So the camera will decide how it. I mean, it takes a picture. It has all data, and put this data on the picture and prints it, so to say, in a JPEG format. If you have the raw file, you can, before you print it, let's say, I mean, before you export it to JPEG, you have much more play room to decide which area should be more exposed or less exposed. So you can fix problems that you cannot fix with JPEGs. Not always, but many. And then, okay, there are some things where the success rate is low. So in the case of lack of sharpness, or if the focus is wrong, or if there is motion blur, or there are severe perspective problems or compositions problems, like, I mean, I don't know, there is a person in front of you and you want to have a quality image of the building in the back, then it will not work. Okay, so these are the most frequent problems with candidates on QIC. And I have here now some examples. All these images are mine. So I took this picture many years ago, and as you can see it, I mean, I focus on a good exposure here, and this area is gone. I mean, it's burned. There is no detail here. So, I mean, actually, this is even probably too dark, and this is too bright. So I have a double problem here. Here is an example where it works better. This is an HDR picture. Churches, temples, I mean, interiors are challenging, especially if there is light. So there is light coming from outside, because you have some spots that are very, very bright, and other spots where there is no light and they are very dark. So you really need an HDR. In this case, I put the camera on the floor, and then I took 3. I put the automatic trigger, and after 5 seconds, it takes 3 shots or 5. So, and you see that, I mean, we have light coming in from through the windows, and it's not overexposed. I mean, or at least it's not disturbing. I mean, sometimes the exposure is, if it's so high, all this frame, I mean, all this structure would be gone, and it's not the case here. Here, well, we talked about this before. Perspective problems is not straight. Probably is not. It's even tilted. And I have here an example where it's everything is perfect, and it was not as easy as you believe, because I had to apply some distortion to get it straight. I was not. I mean, it was a small hill here somewhere, so I had to take the picture with some angle. So I had to distort it a bit to get it straight. But I think the result is fine. So color problems. I hope you can see it. I mean, in this area, we have purple fringes here. This is chromatic aberration here. So there are colors due to the diffraction of the light through the lens, which should not be there. So this is not real. This is a problem of the, let's say, of the lens of the camera, and this should be fixed. As said, most of the cases, it's I would say in my case, 95% of the cases is automatically fixed, and sometimes, a few times, I still it's not fixed, and I have to apply some manual fix. So, well, I don't know, realistic colors. Okay, I mean, you have to believe me, it's realistic. So noise. Okay, we can have a closer look here. This seat is typical. I mean, the lighting conditions here were difficult. And then the camera, if the light is very low, the camera sensor will make up some pixels. And you see this color, I mean, this is very colorful. We have greens and reds and so on. It's not there. I mean, I think the color would be something like beige or brown, but you have a lot of colors because the light was very low here. And I lifted the lights here to get it more well exposed. And the problem is, in those cases, then you are increasing the noise, the chroma noise problem. So here, well, I mean, if you look into the, I mean, I think I have an, yeah. If you look into this picture in detail, then you will see there is detail there. And we are having a lot of pictures from butterflies from India. I mean, it's crazy. We have QIC candidates every day, and many of them are really good. So this is an area which is being it's getting a lot of Indian expertise, so to say. So about sharpness and noise. This guy was in a beach in the Galapagos, and I was quite far away. I used my 300 millimeters, and you will see that this is not one animal, there are two. And so the detail is really nice. Focus was good. I mean, otherwise it wouldn't look like this. So I focus here to the head. So composition problems. Well, obviously here we have a problem. It's cropped. I mean, there should be more space. Plus, it's tilted. Plus, it's not straight. I mean, there are many problems with this picture. Same here. It's too tight, and here it's even cropped. Okay, here, okay, we can discuss about it. I mean, if the cobra is the subject, then it's not cropped, but I think it would be good to have at least the face of the snake charmer here, and it would be then a nice shot. I mean, it's a pity, because when I see it, there is a potential for a wow picture, but I think my photographic skills back then were not so good. So Okay, here, of course, I mean, this is not helping. We have people, they are distracting the composition. Probably I would crop it. I mean, crop it here to get rid of the people, and then just have the great wall. Here's a good example of composition. The good thing here is that we have, I mean, we have a huge hammer here, and that kind of compensates this. I think this is a Trump building here in Chicago, and it looks balanced because we have these two elements, and of course everything is vertical, and the street lamps and the buildings. This is also, I think, a good picture because there were tons of people there. I mean, it was kind of a miracle that I could take a picture without people. For this, I have to get very close and use a very low millimeter, I mean, a wide angle. But still, it worked. And so, example of good composition, I would say, given those circumstances. Same here. The shadow is nice. I mean, the eyes follow here the path to the end. I mean, I think it's very pleasant. And if I would have to improve something, I would offer more crop here. So I think I would like to see more here. But I think it's still a nice shot. Same here. I think when you look at this picture, it's so quiet. I like it. It was very cold. It was a winter break. It was not supposed to be any snow back there. I was funny with the car, with summer tires. And here we have an example of something. Okay, I haven't talked about this before. The problem of this picture is I have no clue what it is. It was in New Zealand. I took a picture of this. I think the family name is Lupinus, but there are hundreds of Lupinus species. So this cannot be a quality image because I cannot provide a proper description or category. So that's the problem. If you take a picture of an insect or a plant, sometimes it's very, very tricky to figure out what it is. Not even pages like iNaturalist can help here. I have this problem with corals. There are many, and there are hundreds, thousands of species of corals, and it's a pity. Nobody can help me to identify them, so it's not really helpful for Wikimedia. So here we have an example of, well, there are several problems here. First problem is this is not vertical, so I would have to apply a perspective correction here. Very big problem is this, the date. There should be no watermark, no names, no dates, nothing. But okay, of course, I would actually, I think the picture would benefit from a crop if I do it here. And we have a very overexposed area here. There's too much light. So probably the bad angle, if I were more to the right, I could avoid this this light, or I use an HDR. I take 3 pictures to get it well exposed everywhere. Same problem here. Lepidoptera. I don't know what kind of Lepidoptera it is. There are thousands of species here. It's a pity because such an image. I mean, I am an engineer. I am not a biologist. The pictures that I cannot identify, I upload them to iNaturalist, and it does help. I will show you now how I do it. But in some cases, not even the experts can tell you what it is, because they need to have a look into, I don't know, the abdomen or some areas of the animal or the plant. Otherwise, they cannot say. So, okay, now, okay, I have here some of my favorite pictures. Of course, everything has to be straight here, well exposed. I think is well composed, also with enough space everywhere so that it can breathe. Okay, it's a bit extreme. It's a fish eye shot. Again, the camera on the floor, and I have here an image of the whole church. Waterfall. I mean, the funny thing here is it was almost dark. It doesn't look dark, but I made it bright, so it was, I don't know, maybe 20 seconds exposure, and then you get a very nice, smooth water flow. So same here, perspective. I think the composition, I mean, I don't know, I think the most interesting elements here are these three sections of the building. It's not the floor, which was boring. So I think the composition is fine, the exposure is fine. This couple, they look funny. I mean, it's a very iconic building in Chicago. So actually it has been recorded in some films. I like this pattern very much. Okay, this is something you see everywhere, but I mean, and this is also important. Sometimes you take pictures of things that maybe for you are boring because you are used to see them every day, but in other parts of the world, people could be very wowed about it because they are not used to it. So I guess this happens very often between, let's say, Western world and maybe countries like India. Things which are common for you, for somebody who has not been to India or doesn't know the culture, then it could be amazing. So, and this is the case for me. I mean, for this bas relief. So this is an example of HDR again with the fish eye, and this is a waterfall. It was summer, so it was not so much water. It's not a geyser or something like that. It's a waterfall, and it's nice because we have different colors here. And there was also the sunset in the back. I came like 5 minutes too late, so I wanted to have the sun here, but it didn't work. I was too late. But still, we see the colors here: the yellows, the blues, red, black, green. So also nice here. It looks like the boat is just, I don't know, over. It's like flying over the water. I mean, it's so clear. Okay, in cases like this, it's important to be in the middle to look for symmetry. I mean, and then you get some nice patterns with vanish lines here. I think a nice panorama. Okay, here this is so the building is half of it. So the top is the building, and this half, the bottom half, is the reflection. It doesn't look like a reflection, and that's what makes this picture so nice. Look like an eye. Same here, symmetry. I even fixed here some lights. I think there were 2 or 3 lights that were not working, so I had to type out. Otherwise, it looks strange. So here we have a very nice light. The sky is very nice, and the colors. So I like this very much, and also the color of the building helps. Well, yeah, and this is not an HDR, so that's why this area is actually overexposed, but still the result here is very nice. So again, a vanish line with strong colors, with a nice background. I mean, there are some buildings, they are so iconic and so famous that it's easy to get a good picture out of it. So here we could discuss about whether it needs or it does not need a perspective correction. I opted for not fixing it, and I still think that the result was good. Actually, it won in Wikileaks Monuments in Spain 10 years ago. Reflections, more reflections with flamingos. Here, something different. This is very appreciated. Sometimes we see things that we don't usually see. As I told you, maybe you are used to something, but it's not very usual in other parts of the world. And geysers are not usual in Europe, for example. So this is wiring for some people. Same, this kind of altiplano scenes, they are not they are not existent in Europe, so that's why people like it. This could be in Europe, but it's not. It's in Colombia. I think it's still very nice building and the surroundings. So I think that's it. I have put some data here. You can contact me if you have some questions. So this is my email, diego@delso.photo, Instagram. And now I am up to you. So I am available. We can do something together if you want. We can fix some. I can show you some raw files that I have now in my Lightroom, and we can do it together. Fix some perspective or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, serious. Hello?
Just dropped a message. Sorry, I just dropped a message like I'm leaving for another meeting in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Thankfully, you have completed. My question is like, sometime, especially when we nominate our images for the QI. So one of the most challenge I have already faced that during taking picture, especially for the contest like Wiki Loves Monument or something, we upload all the picture with let's say images of Jama Masjid 1, 2, 3, 4, and so and so. But we know ki for this nominating for the nomination of quality images, it is sometimes it's not good to provide any random file name. But since everyone don't have any file mover rights, especially on Commons, so how to tackle this? Like I many time I wanted to suggest this, like in other Wikipedia, if you have some auto confirmed right, or maybe if you have auto patrolled right, so it also give you permission to become as a file mover. So this is one of the challenges which we face over here.
But you can, I mean, you're talking about giving proper titles to your pictures.
No,
how to do it?
exactly.
I mean, I don't have. I mean, if you have if the file looks like, I mean, the file name is something like, I don't know, a town hall of Philadelphia, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think that's a problem. If the name is something like, I don't know, DSC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a problem. I mean, it doesn't say anything. So you don't give your files a proper name, or I mean, I can show you what I do.
See, the thing is that, when, especially for the competition where we upload bulk photographs, like maybe if we have uploaded image of some temple, but the correct image is idol sitting inside the temple. So rather than naming this, temple of Khajuraho, we would like to rename it with the, like Lord Vishnu statues sitting inside a temple of Khajuraho, let's say. but we don't have any file movers renamer. So
but
once
you
it
can make you can make a proposal to rename a file. I mean, you can wait. Let me check how it works, because that's an option, right? One moment. Okay, let's say this file, I want to change the title. Let me check. I mean, I have the rights. I can't change it. I can move it.
That's it.
I can move, but there is a way to propose. I mean, you enter a template. You say, okay, the title should be like this, and you leave a template, and then there is a backlog where admins can change the title. I mean, they only have to click on it, and it's changed. But I don't. Let me check. Why it is.
Yeah, I know. I am aware of that process. How to request for renaming. But thing is that we need to wait. Like after requesting renaming, someone come and then rename. So just to avoid that time delay of it sometimes loses our interest also. So it's just a suggestion. If someone has maybe some recognized rights, so they should also have this file mover rights. Thank you.
I mean, if you are, have you applied for the file mover rights?
Not yet.
I mean, if you believe that this would help you a lot, then I would apply for it. And if you are let's say, trustful user, I think you are, then you should get this right from an bureaucrat. I hope this works. I mean, if you can ping me if you want, and I can speak a word for you also when you apply for it. So,
sure, thank you.
But I don't know. There are no. I mean, either you can apply for a renaming, or you do it yourself with the rights you have, or of course, before you upload the image, you change the title of each single file. I understand
normally normally we do, but I'm talking about sometime before getting into this proper knowledge of how to use commons. So I have thousands of images which need to be renamed. So yeah.
Okay, and I understand what you. I mean, sometimes I notice sometimes I upload a batch of files with a very generic or more generic title, and then I dedicate more time to figure out what is what, and then maybe a new title makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know. So what do you want me to do? Do you have questions? Do you want me to show you something else?
No. Actually, this is just a suggestion. Like, I can apply for the file mover rights.
Yeah, do it.
But
And I was okay now.
Yeah.
So yes, I was talking now, and I was talking to everybody now. I do that. I will help you. I mean, let me know when you do it, and I will confirm that you are. I don't think there is a doubt about it. But if it helps, I will give some feedback to the bureaucrat and say, okay, I think you should approve it. I am not a bureaucrat. I am only a SysOp. I cannot give rights. But okay, yeah, Mahesh.
Yeah, thank you for the interesting session, Diego. And since this upcoming photo work we are doing in Adilabad is around the Gussadi festival, so we are going to capture more portraits which are the part of the festival celebrations. And I think if you can give us a few example of this light and composition related to portraits from your images, or some images of the Wikimedia Commons.
Portraits. Okay, I can show you some. Okay, I show you some portraits I uploaded in the last months and what I like there or what I don't. Okay, let's have a look. Or wait, have an idea. Oh, no. Okay, so portraits. Where can I begin? So, okay, maybe this is not that. Okay, let's see. I'm looking for something. Okay, let's go for this one. And the others, in the others, I mean, okay, in this case, you cannot always have a. I mean, like in the other images, we have a black background. I mean, we put actually a black blanket at the background, and then it's so you have something disturbing. In this case here, okay, we have something at the back, but I think this guy was in the shadow, and that's why the background is quite lit and it's not really disturbing. So I think still that without a homogeneous background, that this image looks good. Of course, you have to. What I always do is I focus on the nose. If you focus on the eyes, and if you are using something like an F5, F6, I mean a low F number, then it could happen that the eyes are sharp, but the nose isn't. And that's disturbing. So it's good to focus on the nose, because then the nose and the eyes will be mostly sharp. That's a hint. Look for a clean background. I don't know. I mean, it's good if people pose, but it should not be. I mean, there are poses which are not very photogenic. I mean, I don't know. I mean, these are all featured pictures, so these poses are all good. I mean, I like, for example, this girl. I like very much. I don't know. I mean, sometimes it's a matter of luck. In this case, the expression is very interesting. To me, it's like she was willing to tell us something. And of course, then the kid, yeah, I mean, I don't know, everywhere, background could be cleaner, I agree. But I was lucky here because it was, of course, in Africa, and then everybody was a bit darker. So then it's easier to distinguish the subject from the background. So I don't know. These kind of pictures, I don't know. They are difficult. They were not so welcome here in Commons. They didn't like them. I don't know. This I like. I mean, of course. I mean, if my purpose when I went there was to document traditions and customs, and it's if you have a nice picture, a nice portrait, and the person has original, let's say, traditional clothes, then it's even more valuable from my point of view. In this case, they had a very big tail here, so I wanted to focus on the head, so that's why I crop it here. Otherwise, the head would be much smaller. So here, I don't know. So she's not looking at me, which is also, it's not a must. So she knew we were taking pictures, but she was looking away. And here, of course, there is a plus with the smoke. So if people are doing something, I mean, not just standing, but I don't know, smoking or eat. I mean, I don't know, doing some activity that could be also interesting. Again, focus on the nose. Although I'm not 100% sure, maybe I focus here. I'm not sure because this is closer to the camera, I guess. Yeah, probably focus here. And then this is a bit at the back, and this is, I mean, yeah, probably what I focus here, and then I got this on focus and also the face. Now sometimes with the kids it's different. I mean, with the kids you have to, if you are polite to them, and they will maybe, I mean, it's good to see them happy. I mean, this guy was laughing, and sometimes it's important, especially with kids, to interact with them, and yeah, maybe you get better result. It was funny because he was directly drinking milk from the goat. So I don't know. Old people, I mean, especially I have seen some crazy, I mean, there are terrific images from India of very, very old people with a lot of wrinkles. I mean, and that's also very interesting. I mean, old people, and especially in India, have seen great portraits. They can be very, very interesting. We can look for, I can go to, I mean, these were my pictures of here. They are working. I mean, they are doing an activity. They are cleaning the horns of the cows, and the light, of course. I mean, you have to, I mean, it's clearly, I mean, we went out to take this kind of pictures in the very morning or in the evening. Then you have the best light. I don't know. I mean, you don't always have the best light, but if you have, then it's definitely the time to go out and take pictures. But I think this is clear. In this case, imagine this guy was not, as a kid, he was not very interested because he was wearing here a colorful t-shirt. Was not very photogenic, let's say. But when he put the coat on him, it became much better. So sometimes you can ask somebody to get rid of a disturbing element, like it was here the t-shirt. So action pictures like here. Here, of course, you have to take care that the shutter speed is fine. I mean, it was like 1 to 500. It could also be 1 to 1000 because they were moving very fast. They are fighting. So if there is, if people are on the move, then you have to take care of the shutter speed, and then you get sharpness. Not everywhere, and this is for me fine. If there is something, I mean, it has to be a small part of the image which is not sharp, but then you appreciate, okay, there was movement. I mean, it gives more dynamic to the picture, in my opinion. But yeah, the motion blur everywhere would be a problem, but it's not the case. And of course, there are always sweet kids. I mean, they are just, if you see them, you have to take a picture of them. These are all featured pictures, and that's easy because, I mean, the subject is great. Or here, she was showing us, showing her home. So, portrait of a kid in front of his house or her house is also nice. This is definitely not disturbing because it belongs to her. I mean, this is, the whole setting is I think it's a good composition. So, and then I don't know. Okay, we have. I mean, this is also a nice picture with a strong contrast of colors. I mean, Greece colors and then monks with very colorful clothes. This is always a plus. I mean, if you see something like this, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I would give you as recommendation.
Yeah, thank you for the details. And like in the beginning, you told us that you will go through some basic editing like chromatic abbreviations and what do you call this? Perspective changes. Like
I went through what?
so before and after these changing these chromatic abbreviations and perspective changes.
Chromatic aberration. Okay. I mean this one.
Yes, yes. Like the changes before and after.
Yeah. Okay. I mean if what do you want? What do you want to see? The change? How I fix it? Or
Yeah. Before the fix and after the fix, how the chromatic aberrations are changing the image, and at the same time the perspective corrections and the visual impact the perspective change is making for an image. I mean, the image which is not perspectively aligned at the same time the same image which is perspectively aligned.
okay, let me check. Christ charge. I think I have this image. Christ. I think I uploaded an image fix of on that. One moment. Christ charge. Christ charge. So let me. No. I think it's still the original one. Okay, it's not fixed here. Okay, let me swap computers and I show you how I do it. You have to let me in with a different account. Wait, I am coming in.
Thank you.
I think Diego, your microphone is muted.
Okay. Now, okay, sorry for this. You hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So I have here some examples. Let's look into one of these, how it looks before and after. A moment. So here. So this, or maybe. Okay, so this image is, I have already uploaded it to Wikimedia Commons. This is done. We can have a look into the original file when I took it. So it looked like this. I'm pretty sure there is chromatic aberration. So you can see it here, right? So do you see some strange colors here?
Yes, yes, we can see the purple and green.
Yeah, so when I applied the correction, it was gone. So at the end, right? So we look again. There's nothing there. If I take out this automatic, I mean, this is something that Lightroom is doing. Where it is here, profile. If I take this off, you see it shows up again. So this I do automatically. I mean, I don't even have to take care of it. I enable remote automatic chromatic aberration and enable profile corrections, and it knows that I took this picture with this lens, and it will automatically remove these problems. So it's very easy. And here, of course, I have to apply some perspective correction, but this I can fix. Okay, let's go to one more recent picture. So like, I don't know, something like here. This looks challenging. So what I would do here, of course, I have some standard settings, standard Diego. I apply it, and then I fix the curves. I have already removed the chromatic aberration, enabled profile corrections. I have some settings here for sharpening, for vibrance, shadows, highlights. So this I do automatically. And then from here, in this case, I would have to apply still more perspective correction, and maybe something like that. I have to fix the aspect ratio. It was too much. Let's. This guy is not helping. Maybe I could look like this. I have probably cropped the roof. I'm not 100% sure. I guess probably cropped, but I cannot see it. So, and this guy, well, it's not the best, but I could look like this. Maybe a bit brighter. I would lift up the shadows a bit. Yeah. So that's the way I do it. This is even more challenging. I don't know if I can fix this one. Go for standard settings, and then, okay, this is too bright. And we'll see. So now, first I looked at the middle is not tilted. So still a bit tilted. So no tilt now. And from here, I fix everything else. It will not work. You see already, I mean, I was too close. I think there was too much going on. Too many people around, and I got too close. I mean, I would have to, I mean, okay, I mean, yeah, it could look like this, but then I need a fix here. I could try with Photoshop to fill it, I don't know if it would work, but still it's not straight. So I would have to go further, like maybe this. I would fix a bit the aspect ratio, but I have a big problem here on the left. Difficult. I mean, sometimes you can, if it would be something like this, a little bit of this, that's easy for Photoshop, but this is more tricky. I mean, you have trees and the fence here. So I don't think I will upload this picture. No, it didn't work out. This one is probably easier. You can try. So I don't know. Tight. So maybe, yeah, it works more or less. Yeah, detail is fine. Maybe I would use highlights a bit more and upload and upgrade it a bit. So maybe I leave it like this, but this would be okay. Here, I don't even try it. I think there is no way to get this straight. I was too close. So, okay. I mean, you see, well, maybe I go to Photoshop to fix this. Maybe it makes sense. But then you see they are distorted. So I would then have to fix this. I mean, to move this a bit. I mean, to make this look more natural. So no easy fix here either. Okay, it's easier. I don't know. This is tricky. Also, I don't know I don't know what to do with this. Photoshopping. I wanted to show also this one. I mean, not only this. I mean, of course, this is the easy part. They are all in one plane, but I wanted to show the fourth one. So I had to make this strange picture from this strange angle. No. Okay. So, do you have more questions?
So that's it from me, Diego, and thank you for explaining. And if anyone has any questions, we can please ask him.
If we make modifications using these editing tools, should we mention that these are modified or altered images?
If you use an editing tool, I mean, like you take, how to say? I mean, if you if there was a person in front of the building and you take it away, then you should use the retouch template. Yeah, but I mean, if you fix the perspective, if you clean up the sky from dashboards, if you crop it, all these kind of things, that's normal. That's the normal process. So for this, you don't need anything. But if you do more editing, taking out elements from the picture which usually are there, or if it's a big spot that you clean up with a person and then you generate content that usually is not there, then yeah, you should use a retouch template.
So geometric modifications, we don't need to mention the retouch or altered image.
No, for the standard ones, no. Everybody's doing it. So then because if you have to do it, then you don't distinguish between, let's say, strong editing and normal editing. Any more questions?
Is there a tough one? Is there a way to know list of all templates, say for say for biological elements or architectural designs or buildings, or is there a set of pre-filled templates which we can use so that we can be specific? This is a cathedral or this is a dome. Any such specified templates,
Let me check.
hierarchical templates.
Let me check. I mean, let me check this.
I think categories will help them, Diego. I mean, the templates for naming a specific building or a place or a biological species.
No, say again.
I think what Mallikarjun ji has asked is like, are there any specific templates to mention a particular subject? I mean, the subject of the image. For example, a cathedral of the Christ cathedral, something like that. So we do have categories like it's like the categories mentioning the particular.
Okay, of course. Yeah, proof. I mean, if you look at, okay.
Mahesh, the trouble is, say, there are two structures. For example, I uploaded Mysore Philomena Saint Philomena Church and the Madras Egmore Church. One is Gothic style, and other is something else. Because I couldn't mention the correct style of that particular cathedral, it's not very helpful. So, if there's some way to filter out, there are too many templates, there are too many categories in Commons. So there's some way to search, say in search title, search in title, or search something like that. Whatever we have in Wikipedia.
I mean, what I always do is, do you have hotkeys installed? I mean,
No,
okay, I can click. I mean, I could, like for example, here I can change this category. Let's say I say underwater photographs. Let's say I have this category and I want to go further. Then with this tool, hotkeys, I mean, it helps me it shows all subcategories starting with underwater photographs.
Oh, good substring hack. Good one. Thank you.
So this is, and I can add new categories very easily. I mean, and I say, I don't know, underwater, I don't know. Well, you see, I mean, there are thousands. I mean, underwater diving, yeah.
Right. This is a trouble. This is a trouble. Too many under one drop down.
Too many.
Right. Fair. I think the substring hack. This is one good. That's one good option.
You know it. You know the hotkeys.
No. I'm just saying. This was one I just learned. Might be remove few characters and then search. Incrementally search.
Yeah. Of course. I mean, sometimes I start with a more generic category, and then I look into that category, and then or I use this tool hotkeys, and I sometimes find a more specific category. So I show it to everybody: catalog and hotkeys. So these are the two. Catalog is something different. It's for use for moving a lot of files from one category to another one. But hotkeys is the one I show you. Is so to everybody is easily add, remove, change categories. So so then I want to keep it. And there is yet some documentation how to use it. A lot of information. But yeah, categories, of course. I mean, you have to find that middle way. I mean, you can spend hours and hours in. I mean, there are people who like working with categories. So I mean, do your best. I mean, put some categories. Go as far as you can with, let's say, moderate investment of time, and with the time, there will be other people also coming and maybe looking for a more specific category. So this is not strange. It's a way to share the work. I mean, sometimes if you are the photographer, and I mean, we cannot do everything. But yeah, I mean, I pay attention to categories. I try to, I mean, I can show you, okay, my last upload. Okay, this guy, okay, this is, okay, was not the best categories. I have this Oman is not a very photographed place, so I have camels of Oman, and I have the location. That's it. And I think the location was not even existing, so I created the category of the place a few weeks ago. But yeah, usually my categories are very well here. Okay, this is clear. This is easy. There is the name of the monastery, and then I have also a lot of private categories, so to say, user categories. I used to, for example, Wiki loves monuments, or the camera I use, the year, the country. And then, okay, the good thing is that then I can go here and I have a nice categorization here by country. So 131 pictures from Azerbaijan. So they are all here. So this helps me. Is everything sorted out?
Very helpful. Thank you very much, Diego.
You're welcome.
We'll keep troubling you with more questions probably.
Well, you can contact me later on.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And thanks, Mahesh, for setting this up. Very helpful.
you're welcome. So then, I know, Mahesh, I think we are through. Any other questions?
Yeah, please, Harish.
Harish? Harish? I don't know. If you are talking now, we cannot hear anything. I cannot hear anything.
We can't hear. Harish?
Hello? Can you maybe write the question in the chat? I don't know if.
Yeah, I think he's having connectivity issues, Diego. I think any more questions from any other participants?
Oh.
Yeah, I think we are through, Diego.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Was
thank you very
interesting.
much.
I hope you took something. I send you, Mahesh, I send you the link. I will upload now the slides and send you the link. You can share it with everybody.
Yeah, I'll share it with everyone, Diego.
Okay. Well, a pleasure. See you soon. Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.